start by talking about Outrun You. And I want to know, first, I guess we can start kind of like when that like when the track first started coming to you, kind of like the first idea for it and kind of the history of it behind it for your group.
You bet. So it's pretty neat. We had a guy that for a long time we had wanted to write with. I've been hearing some songs that was kind of down our alley stylistically. And I had actually told my wife a while back, I was like, there's this guy, his name's Jeff Pardo. I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to write with him, but I'd love to be able to do that. And so Cody and I had only written together up until we just signed recently, and it was pretty awesome. We signed, and our first write was actually with Jeff Pardo. And we didn't tell anybody that. It was just God's hand in it. But we had an idea for a song that we brought in. It was kind of similar to the sound of it was heading in the direction that Outrun You is now. But the more we talked with Jeff, we just kind of got on the topic of our testimony. And so it kind of combined the sound of the idea that we brought in with our testimonies and blended into now what does Outrun You?
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm curious for you, it's obviously personal to you. You talk that your testimony kind of helped feed that as well. How does the track kind of transition or change or deepen for you when you hear others start to put their story into the song as well?
That's a good one for you.
Yeah. So honestly, when writing music, you just really, for us, it's just from spending time with God and what God's done in our lives and the stories of God in our lives. And so for us, you never know, like we're just being faithful what God gives us, and God gives a song. And so it's like, okay, Lord, you gave us a song, so now we're gonna be faithful with it. And it's honestly so impactful to see what God can do with just a song that we wrote, and it's our story, and all the people that God's impacted through the song, even from people who are
just tell that story.
Yeah.
The story.
So we actually played worship at a church back a couple months ago, and we ended the set with Outrun You, and it was really good. You know, God really moved through it. But afterwards, we were kind of hanging out in a like a fellowship thing that they had afterwards. And we had this couple walk up to us. You know, they're older couple, but you know, very well dressed, very nice, good looking people. And they were asked us a little bit about the song. And then the wife, she had tears in her eyes, and she said, "You know, we just want to thank you so much for doing that song." She said, "That's our testimony." She said, "This is actually our celebrating 6 years being clean." And she said that was our story of substance abuse, and the whole time, yeah, they were homeless for a period of time and battled substance abuse. And she said, you know, we honestly, we saw God pursuing us. She said God sent people in our lives throughout this whole time of addiction that we battled. And she said then ultimately, you know, we gave our life to the Lord, and she said God radically changed their marriage, changed their lives. Now they're business owners. So it's just so cool to see how, you know, God gave us a song based off of our testimonies, but then other people can relate to it and use the song to also share their story and the relatability.
Absolutely. And I'm curious if you like when you're in the writing room, you know, working through that, do you have an idea that, you know, when songs like Outrun You, when you were writing that one, that it was going to be able to connect with people as well as it did? Or does that just not even like play into it for you and you're just kind of, I don't want to say surprised, but you see what you see once you let it out in the world?
Yeah.
So I would say that we definitely we go into the write with an idea that we feel very strongly about. And then as the write continues, there's some songs where you walk away and there's only been a few songwrites that we've had that were like, I'm just not crazy about the way it turned out.
Yeah.
But most of the time when we're coming out of writes, we feel like, man, this feels like a good song, you know?
Yeah.
But then there's songs where it definitely feels like, wow, this is something special.
Yeah.
And It was really neat because that was our first co-write, and we got a phone call from our A&R guy, John Mays, that night, and he said, "Guys, people write for years and years and years to be handed a song like this, like from the Lord." And he said, "We really feel like this is a very impactful song." And so we were just so humbled that God honored the work that we've been putting in for so long, just for our first write to have something like this, and because we've been doing this for a long time, and now it's just like official. So yeah.
Oh, and I did want to ask about that. So you did sign with Centricity Music recently, and I'm just curious what that means for you, personally, kind of within the band's mindset as well, and just being able to see that and know that you have that backing to be able to continue when that'll change for you.
Absolutely. Honestly, that's probably one of the greatest blessings that God has given us in this journey so far. So everything we did, Jeremy's wife, Maddie, she is the backbone at that point. She was doing everything. She was the manager, she was the booking agent, she was everything. Yeah. And, you know, we really felt like we came to a point to where it was like, hey, at this point, if we don't get help, we're going to really begin to be stunted. And we honestly, when we started doing music and started playing, there was never like this end goal of, okay, we're gonna sign with a label, and that was never really the goal. It was just we said yes to every opportunity that God gave us, and we tried to be faithful to that. But so when we were approached by Centricity and they invited us to a retreat that they do every year, getting to go up there and just seeing the heart of them, you know, Centricity, they're there because they care about the people, they care about their artists, and they honestly, their goal is to get behind your ministry and to help you widespread. For us, our ministry is to share the gospel, and our avenue is music. So having a team like Centricity come behind, and not only Centricity but also management and booking, you know, having a team there that they do their job well, they do it with excellence, and their heart is for the Lord and for the gospel. It's honestly one of the greatest things that I've seen God in our ministry at this point is bringing along those people to help us, and also honestly the encouragement that they've poured into us is, you know, there's not enough words to describe how thankful we are.
Yeah, we went from a team of about 5 or 6 people to now there's dozens of people.
Yeah.
That I can't put an exact number, but dozens of people now that are getting their hands dirty every single day. They're working to try to help grow things and give us more opportunities, and helping us focus on what we need to focus on, and so taking on the jobs themselves. But it's an amazing team, and it has helped us grow tremendously, and we feel like we're just at the starting line of this whole thing, but in the near future we see things growing a lot.
That's
Thanks to the
awesome.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool. So you mentioned Outrun You came from your first co-write, if you will. I'm curious, kind of what other themes and what else has kind of come out from other writes and other things that you've been doing recently.
Oh, there's all different kinds of songs. So we're actually sitting on at least 20 songs that we're just like taking one song at a time and trying to build off of that. And give us a foundation and a platform. But we have several songs that talk about everything from what we do for our actual living in construction and doing ministry as a family, very gospel centered songs, and God's love for us. And but we have a song that we just recently wrote that I can't give it away, but we do a lot of prison ministry.
Yeah.
And we actually have a close friend, 2 close friends that are locked up right now. They have a lot of years on them. But we get to go and visit them and do ministry there at that unit also. And he mentioned something while we were there visiting with him that now has turned into one of our favorite songs. It's super fun. But it's like the story connecting to a friend that we actually have that's in the penitentiary, just to send back there and encourage him. Hopefully, sometime soon is going to be amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you mentioned that kind of sharing the gospel is what you want to do through your music. I'm curious then, kind of like what specifically are kind of your current hope, prayer, expectations as you're releasing this the music that you are releasing in this current season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, so like I was saying a little earlier, our heart's desire is for people when they hear our music, hear the message, the songs. Number one, to know that there's a God that loves them deeply. That there's no direction they can go in life, no sin that can take them too deep for God's love, and that no matter what, God can radically change their lives. God can save them. So more than anything, our desire and our heart is that our music shares the gospel to people and shares the fact that, like I said, there's a God that loves them. And also, I think one of our desires is that the life that God calls us to, and the life of a believer, it's a good life. It's a fun life. It leads to a life of a good marriage with your spouse. It leads to a peaceful family. Us being brothers, it's a lot of people comment on the fact that we're two brothers that we work together.
How do you not kill each other?
Yeah, we work together. We do ministry together. For us, it's that's just a byproduct of what a relationship with Jesus can do. It's peaceful family. It's a great marriage, and it's just the life that God can give you. It's a good life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know we're getting close to time, so I just want to close, but give you the opportunity to share where everybody can find your music, kind of what's next, if you have any tours and shows coming up, and just give the opportunity for you to share that.
Yeah.
You bet. So we, first of all, our website is the best place, and you can go to bandreeves.com. We have our contact form if you'd like us to come visit and share our music. Then we also have if you subscribe on our website, we'll send you like emails when we're going to be playing places and things like that. So it's a good way to stay connected. We're on Instagram, TikTok,
Facebook,
Facebook, yeah, all the socials under Band Reeves.
Yeah.
And if anybody has just wants to connect with us on a friendship level, or if you have questions about your faith or anything like that, we try to be accessible and answer and respond and help as much as we can. So we love hearing from people.
Yeah, and also you can find our new song "Outrun You." It's on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, every streaming platform out there. It's there.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank you again, Jeremy and Cody, for taking the time. I really enjoyed getting to hear a little bit more about your heart behind the music.
Yep, you're so kind. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.